Hello, hello, hello. Dr. Karen here. And I know it's a little late. It's about 10 p.m. Eastern time. But I really was inspired to talk to you about this phenomenon of negative etheric chords. Why? Well, um, there is a lot of, or I should say, not enough knowledge about how our energy anatomy works and how, when we're in relationship with people, whether that be an actual friend, a family, or someone that you happen to argue with at the grocery store, or somebody in a yoga class. What is very interesting is that as we are connecting in life with each other, we actually create chords with another person. And it kind of looks like a chord, and it's like an energy conduit between you and that other person. Now, what's supposed to happen in a healthy energy field, which many of us, just didn't grow up learning how to clear it and keep it healthy, is that these negative chords should dissolve once that interaction is over. However, there are many of us running around with a bunch of negative chords, hi Z, that are from past experiences, that we had these negative energetic cord connections with another human being that have lasted not just hours, but days and weeks and months and years. And you don't even have to be close to the other person for these chords to actually be there. Now, I don't want you to freak out over, oh my God, chords, how many chords are at? Well, honestly, I think the average person who does not know how to clear their energy field on a regular basis, or isn't able to discern, that they are connected to someone, and it doesn't have to be a negative person. It could be a family member, it could be someone that you love, but these cords can be a source of energy drainage. So you can have literally hundreds and thousands of cords. So if you happen to have the symptom of feeling kind of like washed out or drained, or emotionally, you're kind of all over the place, moody, things like that, then it's a really good idea to learn how to disengage these etheric cords. And people call it cord cutting. What's really interesting, I'll tell you the story. There was a time where a good friend of mine, um, um, and anyway, we were very, very good friends, but now I realize it was kind of a codependent relationship. And we gotten super, super close, but there was some jealousy there and, stuff like that. And um, I thought, you know what, I think I'm just like too attached to this person. So I actually did a cord cutting technique that I sort of learned from someone, but it wasn't a formal teaching per se. So I kind of did something, and I thought, well, this looks like it's right, So I did this cord cutting, and I think the next day he went and sprained his ankle, like badly. And I felt really guilty. Like, was that my fault? That happened. And my healer teacher at the time said, no, no, no. You have to understand that you both co-create your realities, right? So it's not like anyone's fault, but it's possible that, he was sucking energy from me or something like that. And then when that was gone, he might have got destabilized, and maybe that's why he sprained his ankle. But that was a very, very, very long time ago. So cord cutting is one of the things that we're going to be teaching, or I'm going to be teaching at the Light Warrior Training Camp. Now, this is a 4-day virtual immersion from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern for 4 days, 2 weekends basically. So not this coming weekend, but the following weekend. So July 24th, 25th, 31st, and the 1st. And in addition to etheric cord cutting, we're actually going to show you 6 other methods of clearing yourself. There are various methods because some of them work on different parts of your energy anatomy, and other times There's different techniques because some people really resonate with one more than the other. And what's really cool is when you learn all of these, you practice them and you decide what feels better to you to do. Now, normally we do this in person on, on the lawn, at the retreat center. And it's super fun. This time we get to do it, together, but on Zoom because it's a virtual immersion. Many parts of the world, there still aren't very free to travel at this moment, so that's why I'm not doing it in person. And last time we had, people fly from all over the world, to come to the immersion or to the camp. So what's really cool is because we're keeping the class size pretty small, so that when we go into this interactive part and you do it, I can actually, through divine muscle testing and through Topican healing method, be able to tap in with your permission, of course, just to check in to see and do little befores and afters for the group, and if there is someone or more than one person having difficulty, like there is a hole in their field, or if this boundary, it doesn't resolve itself and get better, then we're going to look a little bit deeper and do whatever mini healing we need to do to help you to make sure your field is sealed, if you know what I mean. And if there's an area that you're not able to clean, we'll be able to tune in again and help you with that. So it's kind of neat to have some feedback on it, because sometimes when you read my book, read a book, Sensitivities or Superpowers, my book, and you're like, okay, I think I know how she says to do it, but it's not really a video, and I'm not really sure if I did it right. Right? Like some people like that, right? Some people read a book and they're like, oh, I got it. And they read through the whole thing, they practice it, they get really good at it. And, they don't necessarily need to come to a live event to do the training. What I like to do, I'm pretty good at extrapolating stuff from books and getting the best out of it. But I noticed for myself, even though I'm incredibly, a really great learner and like the teacher's pet, I love going to school. I love learning. That when I go to a live event, whether it be live and in person or on Zoom, I get so much more out of it, like, because it's personalized and it makes me do it, if you know what I mean. Because sometimes in a book, I'd be like, oh yeah, yeah, I know how to do that. I'll do that later, right? And then it never happens. But when you're in a live scenario and you get that immersive feeling and it's interactive, you get to know, yes, I can do this, right? What I just did actually worked. Was really interesting. So a couple of years ago when we did it live at the Omega Institute, and in 2020 that got canceled because of COVID and everything, but in 2019 we did it at the Omega Institute, and we did the different procedures that the clearing procedures that I was teaching in the camp. And one of the gals was actually an energy healer, and we did that, and then we went back into the class. We were outside on the lawn because it was a nice day, so we did it outside, and we went back into the classroom, and she kind of blurted out, oh my God, that stuff works so well. Some of you had some entities and it's gone. It's so cool. And I was like, okay. I wasn't sure whether some of the students were brand new, like complete newbies, were not like they're brand new to energy healing. They didn't even hear about negative entities. They didn't know about demons or ghosts or anything like that. So I was like, oh boy. Right. So I had to kind of quickly pivot and kind of explain that part so people wouldn't get scared and freaked out, because they'd be like, oh, was it me? Was it me? Did I have the ghost? That kind of thing. So I think it's really, really important for each of us to be responsible for our own energy fields. And if you're not clearing yourself every day or being in that space of stillness, which is auto clearing, did you hear that? Auto clearing. We're going to teach a technique that I called STOM, stillness through observing internal movement, and we're going to go through all the different levels of STOM in the Light Warrior Training Camp. Because when you're in that space, it's you fill yourself with all of you. All your energy circuits come back. Your soul fragments, if you have any, start to come back. When you're full of you, then there's nothing that is not you that can be attached to you. Does that make sense? Now, of course, it could potentially attach to part of your home or negative energy attached to your brother-in-law, or even a piece of jewelry. I've had entities attached to drums that we got from Africa. And the funny thing is my husband and I are so sensitive. I could just take one look at the drum and go, whoa, those have got entities, right? And be able to clear it in a matter of a couple of minutes. Now, the training camp is not about clearing entities, but I'm just mentioning specifically, we have a different training for that, online training for that, called Light Warrior Bootcamp. But when we are taking responsibility for our energy field, when we practice going into that space of all of ourselves, that 0 point field, that stillness, then that automatically starts, us filling ourselves with our own essence. And so other negative energies don't have a chance to accumulate. So etheric cord cutting is just one, the seven very different but easy ways of doing clearing on yourself. Let's see, Ellen says, so cool. Let me just check some of the comments here. Yeah, Z, yeah, that is tough. I think you definitely want to work with, some people who are very, adept at doing entity clearing, but also there's a lot of work to do on yourself. So you actually need a healer and a coach, and maybe there's 2 in 1, right? I have a VIP program, but I'm actually full at this point, so I can't take any more one-on-one people. But I do have level 2 practitioners that I have certified in my modality. If you're interested, and you can go to KarenCan.com and click the programs link. And as you go down, it'll say find a practitioner. And then maybe you can sense within who might be a good fit. Each of them, I think, offers a free call, so you can get to know them, they get to know you. And then you could both decide whether or not, taking you on as a client is an appropriate thing. But for something that severe, you definitely need that support. It's really hard to do it on your own. I mean, I didn't go through what you went through. I was very ill with chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia. And I got to tell you, the big turnaround came because I was suicidal. The big turnaround came when I reached out to a spiritual healer living close by, teaching, started doing her classes, started going for regular healings, and started learning and reading and being responsible and now meditating I wasn't so good at, but that's one of the reasons I developed my technique, stillness through observing tonal movement, because that is as efficacious as meditation, but you can do it on the fly, which is very, very helpful in the moment when something stressful is going on. So the neat thing is, in the Light Warrior Training Camp, we are going to have a very, let's just put it, a very safe container for people to be able to be in the space, interact, practice on their healing skills. We are going to do those clearing as the healing skills. You're also going to learn, beginner telepathy, transformational telepathy, beginner telekinesis, manifesting your ideal reality, healing by proxy prop, which is a technique we use to heal yourself or others using a prop. So you're doing hands-on healing, but you can do it remotely and safely, so the person doesn't have to be in your presence to do that. And even newbies can do this, which is really cool. And I'll talk more about that in another video. Hey, Marshall. Okay. Good to see you, or good to see your comment. Do you have time to set up Q&A each week on Facebook? Wanted to ask. No, I don't. But what we do have is we have a Q&A for the Ascension 3. So that's coming up on the 21st. That's going to be live. So people that want to ask questions about the the Ascension 3 products that are there for helping you for healing, protection, and transformation. So that's going to be live at 10 a.m. on the 21st. And then for those in the level 1 training program, which I think you're in that, right, Marshall? So in level 1 training program, if you're in the Light Warrior Revolution, so that is the Topocan master classes. I do a master class every single month. I do a recorded class, which I'm about to record soon, and then I do a live Q&A and mini healings. So everyone who wants to get some mini healing there, and we kind of demonstrate, how to do the Topocan healing. Okay, and usually at a little bit higher levels because these are master classes. And then for the level 1 program, I have just instituted Peggy Joe is one of my level 2 practitioners, certified practitioners, and she comes from a university professor background. She's actually doing live mentoring twice a month for people in the level 1 program who are in it for the first year, as well as people enrolled in the Light Warrior Revolution master classes, which you can't get in there unless you have done level 1. So that way, people can get help doing, their, whether it be help with, getting better at muscle testing, or the questions to ask, or doing healing directives or things like that. So it's kind of a Q&A with Peggy Joe, and she's wonderful at support and mentoring. So I do not have the time to do the free Q&A, but we do a lot of free stuff. As you know, we got the free, the Blog Talk Radio podcast every single week. That takes me hours. I'm not to necessarily do it, but I mean, my team and I, hours to set up, and the emails back and forth, and the Spiritual Medicine Digest takes me about 4 hours every week to produce, not including Tasha's time to put it up and on social media. I'm constantly like sharing links on social media. What I really think you want to do, Marshall, is the best way to talk to me live is to be a student at iAwesome. I can put that link in. You're going to have to copy and paste. I don't know if it'll hyperlink that. So at iAwesome, because for the membership that you get access to all this amazing faculty. So hopefully you were there for the launch this past Saturday. It's www.karencan.com/iAwesome, IAUSM. It doesn't want to load. Okay, anyway. And because every Wednesday at 12:30 p.m., I do a chat with the people in my Sensitivities or Superpower group. It is humongous value, because I'm like, what I charge per hour is a lot of money. Now, we're not doing necessarily healing work, but what we're doing is we're chatting, we're asking each other questions. We're like sharing each other's experiences. The other day I learned some really cool stuff about, from Keiko, about raising, animals and what they're doing, like in terms of preparation, if the electricity were to go out, and how to take care of ourselves. And we talked about gardening, we talked about vaccines, we talked about, all sorts of things. So it's a wonderful way of connecting, and it's a pretty small group at this point. So if you could meet every week at 12:30 p.m., definitely join iAwesome. Right now it's less than $10 a month, and you get to talk to me 4 times, 4 times a month. So it's massive value, and the price is going to go up after today. Yeah, there's a coupon code. Unfortunately, it won't let me post, but yeah, we posted that in the Facebook group, but you can also tag us or write support@karencan.com, and the gals will get back to you on that. But the price is going up tomorrow. So iAwesome is Big Love is the coupon code. And if you go there and put the coupon code in, then for a whole year, it's like $99 instead of $133 or something like that. Yeah. And we get to chat, and we're really enjoying those chats together, because I'm so busy. It's really hard to be in an intimate space and just talk to people, so, and if I did talking one-on-one to like I would just never sleep, right? Because I do so much. So yeah, I'm always churning out free stuff. So this way it's great, because it leverages my time, and I'm able to actually chat and not be censored, and iAwesome. Yeah, so I highly recommend that you do that. Yeah, so fantastic. So that's what I want to share with you for, relating to etheric cord cutting and negative cords. Just keep in mind, we are constantly creating cords with people. It's just a normal human thing. It's just that we don't want them to last really long time, because that could be potentially an energy drain. We want to clear those cords on a regular basis. And we'll share with you, the different ways to clear your energy field and your cord cutting, and even create, if you're allowed to have that, an automatic, clearing vortex to auto clear the cords for you or on your behalf, or at least faster. That would be really great. So yeah, so I'd love to see you at the Light Warrior Training Camp. We'll have a lot of time together, so it's a great investment. And our enrollment closes on the 22nd, so you definitely want to sign up for that now. And like I said, there's it's going to be a relatively small group. So once we get a certain amount of people, we will close the cart early. I don't think we'll have to do that, but Yeah, so if you want interaction with me and you want to, learn the techniques that are in the book and know that you're good at them, know that you can do them, then definitely join the Light Warrior Training Camp. And I look forward to seeing you there. And by the way, if you do sign up for iAwesome, definitely connect to me in iAwesome in my group, Sensitivity to Superpower, because I have a special $100 coupon for you for the Light Warrior Training Camp. So you only have a week left, but if you join iAwesome, not only do you get to talk to me live once a week on Wednesdays, you also get a $100 coupon towards the Light Warrior Training Camp. Yeah, so it's a huge, huge deal. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day, evening, wherever you're streaming in from, and I will talk to you soon.